Awesome. Hi, Grace. Nice to
Hi.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, I'm just pulling up your folder here.
Alrighty.
Here it is. There you are. Okay. All right. What would you like to start with?
I'd love to start with Leah's aria from L'Enfant Prodigue by Debussy.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Chaque saison ramenée, les jeux et les débats tristes, malgré moi. Il rouvre ma blessure, et mon chagrin s'accroît. Je viens chercher la grève solitaire. Douleur involontaire et folle superflue. Lion pleure toujours l'enfant qu'elle n'a plus. Pourquoi m'as-tu quitté? Oh, mon cœur maternel, ton image reste. Cependant les soirs étaient doux dans la plaine d'arbres plantés. Quand le chat j'ai répété, on ramenait les grands mots. Lorsque la tâche était finie, on envoya les serviteurs ouvrir les chambres où passaient de Dieu la ainsi les jours suivent les jours, et dans la pieuse famille, la jeune homme et la jeune fille échangent le chaste amours. D'autres ne sentent pas le poids de la vieillesse. Les enfants, ils voient courir les ans sans regret comme sans tristesse. Oh, quels inconsolés, quel est ton seul besoin? Oh, Seigneur, oh, Seigneur, oh, Seigneur, oh, Seigneur. Pourquoi m'as-tu quitté?
Fabulous. Wow, what an aria.
Yeah.
I never heard that before. It's gorgeous.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay, what else do you present when you put out your 5 aria list?
Sure. So this year I have Come Scoglio, Ain't It a Pretty Night, Quando Men Vo, and Song to the Moon.
Interesting. Where's the Donanna that's on your resume? No Donanna?
So we are reworking that.
Okay.
When I did the role, I wasn't quite ready yet.
Okay.
So I put it away for a few years, and we're trying to rework No Mi Dir.
Okay.
I'm planning on presenting that for the Met auditions.
Non mi dir or Come Scoglio?
No Mi Dir.
Non mi dir. Yeah, I mean, you're an ideal Anna. How old are you, sweetheart?
25.
Oh, good God. What? 25?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
25 and a half.
I don't care which half or no half. Jesus. Listen, Anna is so easy for people to cast a young, big voice in. It was my gateway into, I did it at Michigan in Detroit when I was 28, 29. And my first international gig was Anna 2 in Finland, because it says, I mean, to me, it says so much about what you're gonna do in the future. So many girls sing Come Scoglio. I'm sure you sing it amazingly. I wanna hear the C, so we'll do that in a second. But the Anna, if you do it well and with a big voice, it can be a way for you to get into the bigger, you can get a main stage role doing Anna younger.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I question the musetta.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, why you do why musetta?
So when I graduated from my master's program, the idea was sing smaller, so when you're auditioning for a bigger house, it's more realistic for them to hear you in a smaller...
I mean, sure. Okay, fine. I did musetta too, right? Okay, fine. But you don't take musetta to an audition.
Yeah.
No, not with a voice like yours. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah.
It's massive, this voice, and rich and warm and beautiful. And yeah, listen, if the Met says, hey, we want to give you musetta for your debut, great, do musetta.
Hey, not going to turn that down.
But don't take it to audition competition, especially when, I mean, I see you have Tatiana on here. I would love to hear that. The Anna, I would love to hear. You know, I think you have to embrace, yes, stay as young as possible for as long as possible. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But you have to embrace the voice that you actually have and not put it into a smaller box because you're younger, right? Because that's just going to give you vocal issues that you don't want to have. Right. Yeah, it happened to me. Okay. Everybody was like, oh no, you're too young to sing with that big of a voice. So let's go like this and make it smaller. Yeah. Yep. So, okay. So can I just hear Come Scoglio from the beginning of the aria through the big E la tempesta, just because I want to hear above this aria only went to an A. So I want to hear what the top's doing.
Okay.
Fabulous. Thank you, sweetheart.
Of course. Come Scoglio immortal resta contriventa e la tempesta
Gorge. Fabulous.
Great.
Fabulous. Okay. Fabulous. I love the voice. I think it's stunning. It's rich. It's warm. It's beautiful. I think, and now I understand why you're doing it vocally. I think number one, there's more sound in there that's a little trapped inside.
Great.
And number two, I think you can have a bit of a deeper positioning in the throat and in the larynx to allow the sound to really pour out rather than feeling like you can only let out a certain amount. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's healthily produced, if it's produced in an open space, low larynx, released muscles, and air that is feeding and spinning and what comes out is going to be healthy.
Okay.
So whatever that is, if it's ginormous, then it's ginormous. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go, I'm only 25, I would put it in a little box. Yep.
Okay.
No. Okay. Start the Lia. I like the aria very, very much.
Okay.
I think you're gonna get called for the Mozart. If it's this one or if it's Anna, you're gonna get called for it, because we have to hear A, if the voice moves, and B, what the top does, because this only goes to A. And it's beautiful for you. You're a really wonderful communicator. I wish it had a high C.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Would you advise not starting with it?
I don't know, because you sing it so well.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, we can ask for Anna. We can ask for Come Scoglio, just the same way that I just did. I mean, the B flat is beautiful. So I have to assume the C is going in the same direction. The C is going to be great.
Okay.
We can ask for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I wouldn't want you to change something that you're super comfortable with and that you connect to, because we get an idea of who you are as an artist through this piece because you clearly enjoy singing it. Yeah. And the interpretation of it is actually quite stunning. And I had like little goosies at the end there. So yeah. So I don't think I would say no, don't start with it. Just know that from an audition panel perspective, they're gonna want to hear something that moves.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And the Mozart for you is great. If I were you, I would get Elettra in Idomeneo. I would get Vitellia in Clemenza di Tito. I would get the Donnanna. I would get all of those just like rocking in your wheelhouse, because you can do them anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, the Idomeneo would be amazing. Doresta Deace would be amazing for you. Okay. Amazing. You know, it's an easy way for people to go, oh, she's young, so we'll give her Mozart, but it's big Mozart. You know what I mean? And it's super healthy and wonderful. The Elettra is, you'll love it. Okay, let's start at the beginning. I want a little bit more depth in the sound and in the throat. Okay, so when you release your breath, when you release to take your inhalation, where does the larynx go to? Or does it stay?
It lowers really slightly.
Okay. Can I have it lower all the way down to, so this big muscle here, this big muscle right here. Okay. This is the sternocleidomastoid. Right. This guy is a Payne because he's connected to the jaw, the clavicle at the notch right here, and the sternum right here. Okay. So this guy has to go wide in order for the larynx to be allowed to come down as far as it needs to come down. With a bigger voice, in order for the back of the fold to close completely, the notch of the larynx has to make a tilt, has to, yeah? If you were a smaller voice, I wouldn't necessarily tell you to go so far down, because a smaller voice really does like that neutral position. So if you were singing coloratura, repertoire, or something like that, it would be a little higher and wider, not high, but a little more neutral in the center of the neck. Yeah, right. But for you, I think you want, so in the video, can you see the notch of my larynx right here? If I do that? Okay. So I think we want this. Okay. Here. Okay. So when you make your inhalation and you release your body, this goes with it. These go wide, this goes low. So that when you go up for l'année, keep your French feeling l'année. So it's a deeper vowel. We have some and oo space in the throat, and it's not l'année this way.
Right.
Can you try for me? Just try from the beginning. Okay. Really focus on where the notch of the larynx is going to. If it's too high, retake your inhalation. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Try. Yeah, you can go even deeper. Yeah, so keep the mouth in a little bit more vertical position, like the French E feeling. Yeah. Okay. Take a finger on your, take your fingers here on your larynx. And you, if you say E, where's the larynx go? It goes down.
Yes.
Yeah. So start the first vowel, the darker ah, la, la, ni, la, la, that way. Oh, that way. Okay. Yeah, try.
Yep.
It's the first sounds we hear from you.
Right.
So don't hold them in.
Okay.
We need to get, on the audition panel side of the table, we can hear in 20 seconds.
Yep.
If that voice is viable for an operatic career and will be heard in the theater.
Right.
We can tell right away.
Okay.
You have 20 seconds right here in this one phrase.
Yep.
So don't hold it and be like, well, I have to make it into this precious little thing. No.
Okay.
Let us hear what the voice is in your first 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Good girl. Drop that larynx. Lani, lani. Oh, yes, I want that. Yes.
Alrighty.
Yes? It's not hard, right? It's just a little lower.
Yeah. And I think that I have such a perception of what this first phrase should be, that it should be, I don't know, I just have in my head that it should be piano.
But yeah, but there's nothing underneath you, so piano's relative.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, great.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for all voices, piano is relative.
Right.
For me, my piano is not the same piano as, like, let's say Natalie Dessay's piano, right? We have two different pianos. You have a very different piano than a coloratura soprano's piano would be, right? Yeah. So you have to think in terms of color, not necessarily in volume.
Got it.
Yeah. Think of the depth. Think of the release in the sound, because we want to hear in this very first phrase. We want to go, oh, there's a voice, right? Okay. Yep. So let it out. Okay. One more time. That was beautiful. Get that larynx down. That way. Brava. Then you have your decrescendo at the end, love. Yes. It's very, very pretty. Okay, go on. Go on, and a little bit more space through the middle voice. All with that larynx in a much lower released position. Yeah. You'll feel the body will have to activate a little more.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you release the throat, the air has to do the work, not local control from the throat or the jaw or the tongue or any of the other local things that we can use to kind of grab onto. Yeah? Brava. One more. À chaque saison. Gorge. Woo! Gorgeous.
It sounds like, it feels like the sound is existing this way.
Yes.
This way.
Yes. Yes.
And I like it.
Around the sound. Yes. Yeah. Honey,
Great.
That makes me excited.
Okay.
The other one, I'm going, there's more sound in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Brava. Okay, next phrase. Il rouvre ma blessure. Yeah? Same thing. You just have to feel that space and then it will flow.
Got it.
Nice. Give me a little pelvic floor action for these accents. Et mon chagrin s'accroît, et mon chagrin s'accroît. And then open that s'accroît. It's got a big accent on it. Yeah? So a little pelvic floor, bloop, 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 pulse for each of those accents. Yeah? One more time. Il rouvre ma blessure. Nice.
Cool.
Same thing. Next phrase, same thing on the bottom. Je open the bottom.
Okay.
Don't close it into a little space. If some chest voice comes through, let it come through. Maybe it wants to.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
We release the throat, it'll registrate by itself.
Okay.
Promise. Mm-hmm. Brava. Okay, don't wuss out on that beautiful E.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a big, huge line written over the phrase. So la grave soli. Yeah, the portamento leads you into the next phrase. It's not like, oh, I'm falling off the note.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
It gets you to the next phrase. Yeah,
Yep.
Give me a slight lowering again on the gre.
Okay.
It was beautiful. I got tons of sound. I think there's more.
Okay.
Yeah, la gra, that way.
Yeah, it felt like it was rising at that moment.
It came up a little bit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the e vowel, yeah, it needs the space underneath it and the e palate. Gra, gra, gra. So it's almost like gra, that way.
Okay.
E palate, throat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Got it.
Try that. Je viens chercher one more time.
Okay. Je viens chercher la grève solitaire.
Ooh, yes.
It's amazing. Sorry, I keep stopping. It's amazing that the breath feels so much more efficient.
Of course.
Wow.
If we're holding in the larynx, the vocal folds are not allowed to do the job that they actually need to do.
Mm-hmm.
If the vocal folds are not elongated completely, the breath is wasted at the back. Yeah. So when the larynx is held in a neutral position, the chords are short. When the larynx lowers, the chords are longer. They stretch. To make higher pitches, they're longer. If you keep the folds in a neutral position when they need to be longer, the air basically blows open the back. And then it's just wasted. Yeah. So when you tilt the larynx and you close the back of the fold completely, then the air is economically used and continues to spin. And actually you feel the body connect even deeper because you're not controlling from up here. You've released that. So you can't control from up here. You have to control from down here. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much common sense, right? But like we just muck it all up inside of our heads. Believe me, I do it too. Believe me. Brava. Okay, I want to get into the A naturals.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think there's more.
Yeah.
Azael, Azael. Use that with the mix for your Azaels on the F sharp.
Okay.
Just because they can go a little deeper. Yeah. So how about the top of page 94? Azael, Azael. Yeah, and then with the, I'm sorry, it's on the G. Azael, 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 Azael. More space in the throat than a square E.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check real quick.
Yeah, it's just the first Azael, the D, A sharp to the C sharp. Brava. Low. Nice. Nice. Release the throat. Oh. Bra. Little deeper. Oh. Amazing. Brava. Now keep it nice and loose as it starts to move a little more. Soprano. Gorge. Loose. Brava. Okay. You've got more. You've got more. Go more vertical, like where your B flat was. Yeah. So big voice soprano has, everybody talks about this passaggio being E, F, F sharp, right? It doesn't exist. The passaggio for big voice soprano is between A flat and A.
Yes, I felt that. Wow.
It's between A flat and A. There's a mountain between A flat and A. Okay? So passaggio literally means passage, right? In order to create the passage into a different registration, we don't do this. We do this. Because what it means is that the folds need a longer track in order to create that actual pitch. That's why when you get to C and C sharp, you have to completely change for C sharp.
Right.
It's another passaggio.
Yeah.
But you can't make it smaller, like boop at the back, in order to make that change for the A natural. You have to make it taller so the larynx can drop lower to elongate the fold to make the higher pitch to go above the passaggio. Yes? Okay, so when you go up to the A natural, think about, the vowel is perfect, loin, right? Loin. Think about, again, the E palate, throat. Yeah? Hold on, I have my handy dandy piano over here. So if you start in Lu, go vertical up from the Lu. Keep the U throat space. And go up in the back.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And down in the body.
Yeah.
Yes? Good. Ouvrier de champ pasteur. Yeah?
Yep.
Miraculous. Amazing.
Yeah. It felt like it was 95% there, but
At least what you did before, and you can't see because of my light, what you did before was do this at the back. And we need at the back. Try one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, get it real vertical. So you feel this low, this vertical, and high palate. This way.
Got it.
One more time. Ouvrier. Down. I know that was right because Zoom shuts you right down. It always does. When there's too much resonance, Zoom makes it go. But that, I mean, that's the way, my love. That's the way.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if you can work in your practice, when you take your breath, I need your larynx to come down this much more. Yeah. So that it's right down here between the sternocleidomastoids, right at the bottom, right there. Yeah. And then at the bottom, you'll feel two little muscles down there, the cricothyroids. They're going to lock that base right into place. And it's going to stay there. And it's just going to hang out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And it just stays there until you get to high C. Then it has to shift up a little bit, but you know. But for this, for sure. And then you can open the space above it in order to get that vertical shape for the A natural. Okay?
Yeah.
Bravissima. What a voice.
Thank you.
Bravissima. Bravissima. Wonderful. Brava.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's going next?
I am.
Hi, darling. Your dress is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what would you like to start with?
So I'm going to switch it up a little bit since I
Good.
heard for a second round of auditions for all the GAP programs. So I'm going to go Manier, Implacabili, and Così fan tutte.
Okay. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Ascoltati, avventa il tristo effetto, tu ne sarà tuo affetto. Chiudi quelle finestre, odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa. Chi schernisce il mio duol, chi mi consola. Di fuggi per pietà, fuggi, fuggi, fuggi per pietà, lasciami sola. Implacabili che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir. Esempio misero d'amor funesto, d'amor funesto, darò gli uomini, si vivo resto, col suono dei miei sospir, dei miei sospir. Implacabili che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir. Esempio misero d'amor funesto, d'amor funesto, darò gli uomini, si vivo resto,
Brava. Okay, tell me what else is in the package normally, and what do you need to present for your videos?
Okay, so what else is in the package normally is Mocha.
Okay.
Waiting from the Great Gatsby. I Can't Help Loving That Man from Showboat to switch it up, and then the Witch's Aria from Hansel and Gretel.
Wait, which one? What was that one?
Hop, hop, hop from Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then I'm doing for the recording Zmanie next.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brain. I'm doing for the recording Waiting from the Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Would you mind if I do that one next?
Yeah. So you have to do Zmanie and the Great Gatsby for the recording. Yeah, let me hear some of the Great Gatsby, not the whole thing, but some, wherever you feel like you want to start, whatever's easiest for you. And I'm trying to pull up a cozy score so that we can work on Zmanie. What act is it in?
I believe it's in Act 2. It's when Guglielmo and Fernando leave for the military.
Okay, and what's the recitative called right before Zmanie?
Ascoltati, paventa il Cristo effetto. If you need anything, I can go look it up for you real quick to make sure.
Of course, like this has a table of contents, thankfully, but it's like not giving me what I need. Well, let's definitely work on that because we can definitely get that ready for your auditions. But I'm having a tough time with this. With this score.
Okay, it's Act 1, Scene 8.
Act 1, Scene 8. There we go. No, it's totally fine. I just want to make sure I know what I'm looking at. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hold on.
If anything, I can send it to you.
Why? Scostati, I found it. Page 73. Okay, I'm gonna find that and you start the Great Gatsby. Sounds good.
He stopped today for gas in a new yellow car. But he didn't stop for me. The day stretched out without him. Waiting by the window, watching by the door, dreaming of us together. Fancy dresses, nice hotel rooms, treated me like a queen, made me feel like a lady. Why does he leave me here without a phone call? A prisoner in this valley of ashes, this valley of ashes, those eyes, those blinking eyes, staring me down.
Fabulous. Can I time out here? Because this is so good. So good for you. This is such great repertoire for you. Like, I want to hear the Porgy and all the other wonderful things like that. Oh my God. Amazing. Okay. You do something in this piece that you're not doing in the Mozart.
Okay.
You're connected fully down into the body. The chest voice is connected to everything. There is resonance and vibrato and consistency on every single note. In the Mozart, it's very inconsistent.
Okay.
Some notes don't have vibrato at all, and some notes aren't sounding at all.
Okay.
But this, I hear none of that.
Okay.
So what feels different to you in this piece than in the Mozart?
I think my passion towards this piece.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell you light up completely. And that's an amazing thing, you know? When you have repertoire that just makes me go, oh, I understand who she is as an artist now. Do you know what I mean? That's very, very special. So you have to try to find a way to connect with the Mozart in a different way, I think, than maybe what you're thinking of it at the moment. Yeah. Right now, this seems very settled, strong, confident. The Mozart seems frantic.
Okay.
Does it feel that way?
I can agree with that. Like, I've been with this piece for years now, so it's just like,
yeah. So you're like, yes, yes.
I know there's always room to grow in this part.
Is it possible that you could take some of what you're doing in this piece, in the body and in the strength of it, and move it into the Mozart?
Yes.
Try. Yeah. Start at the beginning, the recitative, because for me, recitative in Mozart is so interesting and so shows so much about the character. Ascoltati paventa il tristo affetto. Yeah. It doesn't have to run. It can settle. Ascoltati paventa il tristo affetto. Yeah. Sing into every single note. Every note needs vibrato. Every note needs to resonate. Every note needs to have its full value. Don't run through because, oh, it's Mozart recitative, we got to run. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So as much depth and as much control and as much strength as you give to the phrases in the English piece, try to move that into the Mozart and start at the beginning, and let's see if slow it down a little bit, give it a little bit more strength, a little bit more depth, like the English has. Try. I mean, already we have a different voice. Yes, absolutely. Just because it's Mozart doesn't mean we make the voice smaller.
Yes.
Yeah, there's plenty of, I mean, look at Carol Van Ness. Carol Van Ness sang all the Mozart in the world, and that voice is huge.
Yeah.
Yes, and was amazing. Edda Moser was, in my humble opinion, the best Mozart soprano that there ever was. dramatic coloratura, amazing. It's a huge voice. She sang Mahler. It's a huge voice. It just because it's Mozart, we don't go and stop making sounds. Okay. So yeah, sing into it one more time. That was great. That was fabulous. Good. Change your color. Ascostati paventa e turisto effetto papa. Tun disperato affetto. New color, little change in the tempo, and then a tempo on the allegro assai. Yeah, one more time. Ascostati. Change color. Slow it down. You slow it down. Brava. Let what she's doing amazingly in the piano be your internal temperature, not your external temperature.
Okay.
Yeah. So what she's doing, that's happening inside the character. Yeah. That gives the energy to the next phrase, but you can't take that and go out with it, because if you do, you start with a closed throat. Do you know what I mean? And then the first note doesn't vibrate. So if she goes odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa. Yeah, all three completely different colors, with her leading the way, because that's internally what's building up inside of you. Yeah, the audio has to vibrate every time. Yeah. Can I just have that right before odio la luce?
Odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa.
Yes, change the color though. Odio me stessa, I hate myself.
Yes.
Odio me stessa. Jesus, I hate myself for loving this man. Yes, yeah, that was gorgeous on the first two audios. I mean, it's so much more settled.
Yeah.
Does it feel more settled?
It feels much better. Sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
it has to be so speech-like, but just like,
No, sing. It has to sound in a theater.
Yes.
We can't speak in the Metropolitan Opera.
Yes.
It doesn't work very well. You end up yelling. Yeah, you can't do it. But you can sing in the Metropolitan Opera because you have supported sound and acoustical science and all of this other stuff that, you know, plays with it. You have to sing through recitative. You can't speak through recitative. If they want it spoken, they give you dialogue. Look at Magic Flute.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives you dialogue and recitative. This is recitative. This is accompagnato recitative. This is good stuff right here.
Yes.
This is, it's like that recitative for Come Scolio. Oh, tenerari, sortite fuori di questo loco. Like, you get so much about the character in these little pages, in these little notes. So allow us to feel it before you run on again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do odio la luce one more time. Fabulous. Oh.
Odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro,
Odio.
odio me stessa.
Yes, gorgeous. New color.
Chi schernisce il mio dol,
New color.
chi mi consola.
Brava. New color, and it's a big one.
Fuggi perpeta, fuggi, fuggi,
Oh,
fuggi perpeta.
good. All those, wait a second. The Fuji was so good, and then the ones coming down didn't sound.
Yes.
Yeah? Fuji per pietà. Let go. There's nothing underneath you.
Yes.
You don't have to run.
Yes.
Yeah? De Fuji per pietà, great. Those F's are freaking killer, girl. Let them rip. Yes? Do one more time. That was great energy. So take her energy now. De fuggi per pietà, fuggi, fuggi, fuggi per pietà. Every one of them has to vibrate.
Yes.
Yeah? Good. One more time from the run up to de fuggi.
Fuggi per pietà, fuggi,
Fuggi.
fuggi,
Oh,
fuggi per pietà.
there we go.
Lasciami sola.
Good. Then let that last phrase, lasciami sola, leave me alone. Yeah, that was fabulous. You feel the difference coming down? And we hear the difference. Just do that. Fuggi per pietà, then slow. Lasciami sola, bum, bum, new. So what she's doing is in here. But what you have to do is ride above it, right? And this is big singing. This is not meepy singing. This is big singing and G's and F's and all kinds of awesomeness, right? So you have to sing in and on that legato down into the body, not small. They won't sound. You know what I mean? Yeah? Brava. Do the G. Fuggi per pietà, and then slow down. Lascia, leading into the aria.
Fuggi per pietà, lasciami sola.
Oh, even slower. Lasciami solo. Brum, brum. Yeah? Total change of character. Yeah? She's going, her brain is like, ah. Yes? So show us. Yeah? Each phrase is different. Each phrase has its own attitude, its own color, and it's all motivated by what the pianist is giving you. Yeah, the orchestra is giving you that internal turmoil, and then you have to project it out without getting like this. Yes, yeah. We don't hear the voice then, and you have so much voice to give that it then gets stuck here, and we're like, oh no.
Yes.
Okay, one more time. Oh, G better get off was awesome. Nice. Settle. Yes, that's so much better. Oh my God. Yeah, time out. That's so much better. Oh, it's so much better. When you do your Sternocleidomastoid, can I get a little diaphragm pulse underneath? So the muscles right underneath the diaphragm, right in here, the oblique muscles, and then the rib muscle, the intercostals around the ribs here. Can I have like a Sternocleidomastoid? Because what will happen is if you release the diaphragm muscles that way, if we release under the diaphragm, you won't close your throat in between each of those. Yeah. So try. Just say it for me. Yeah, but the going out, not up. Better. Yeah. See what's happening? Do you see in the video the sides of the ribs going out?
I feel it.
Yes, we want that. Then we leave the throat completely alone. And we're not going that way. Yeah, because that's what can cause the voice, the note to not sound or not vibrate, because the larynx is going up and down. You know what I mean? So just down. And we do the release right here. Yeah? Try right from the beginning.
Okay.
Good. Okay, with the pianist. Here we go.
più non cessate, finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir.
Stunning.
Io misero, d'amor funesto, d'amor funesto,
Brava.
venere, si viva resto, col suono rare, miei sospir, miei sospir,
Yes. Yes.
sospir.
Brava. Time out for a second. That's how you got to do it. Yes, that's rich. That's beautiful, rich on every single solitary note. Yeah. So then what you did on the, then it's the body and we're not going, yeah, that is the emotion, but we can't put that in the throat. Yeah. I love this G. It's fabulous. Yeah. When you go to the G flat, leave the palate up.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't let the palate go like how down like that. Yeah. So when you go, yep, it has to stay up, 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 up. Yeah. Try that one more time for me. Suono orribile.
Oh, what is it?
For the G.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
That's the one.
Col suono
Huh?
sospir.
Yes.
Okay.
The resonance changes.
Yes.
Yeah. The other one dampens just a touch.
Okay.
And you don't want that. Just leave it open. Yeah. Brava. Okay. Next phrase. Sma yay lakabili. Sma yay laka. Yep. Keep it right back into that diaphragm muscle, right into those ribs. Okay. Here we go.
Smogli placabili, che m'agitate del tronco s'anima, più non cessate, finché l'angoscia mi fa morir.
Gorge.
E se io misero, d'amor funesto, darò umili, si
Yes.
sto col suono se viva resto, col suono orribile dei miei sospiri, se viva resto, col suono orribile.
Nice. Okay. So when you do that, you go way sharp. And you don't want it. I promise. Because it comes out of that really rich, amazing line you've got going on. Yeah? So it's just col, swallow, qual, swallow, yeah, orribile. Let's see. Col, swallow, orribile. Col, swallow, just flick the tongue. Don't do anything with the throat, the mouth, nothing. Just go call, swap, call, swap. Uh-huh. Yep. Then you won't go sharp. Brava. Duco suono orribile. Brava.
Suono orribile. Suono orribile. I miei sospiri.
Ribs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Your body should be working like crazy. Throat's doing nothing. Body working. Like your Fitbit should be up at like 105.
Yes.
Yes. Your body does the work for you, not this. So when you do call, and lift the larynx, we get a call, and it like flips really high, which you don't want.
Okay.
Yeah? So just leave that space open. Call, swap, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to work any harder than that. Just let the body, yeah? Do one more time. Co suono orribile, and just lock that space in, flick that tongue, and that's it. The back. Yeah, you heard it? You heard it? That way. We don't want that. Think of it being call, and just flick the tongue. One more time. Co suono orribile. Absolutely. So now put your interpretation in with that calmness. Go more strong. Go more strong, go more calm, less frantic. Because this way, every single note has vibrato, every single note sounds beautiful, rich, fantastic, full. I get amazing high notes, and I mean, it's even top to bottom. The other way, I lose some of it. Like I lose whole notes. They just don't sound. This is better. Because I want that beautiful, warm, rich voice on everything. Yeah? It's a great instrument. Really, really. It's stunning, stunning, stunning. How old are you? How long? How old? 29? Okay, so it's time to get some chest voice, my love. Yes? So start working with your teacher on opening up the chest voice from E flat and down. Because in some of this, you could start getting some chest voice and allowing some chest voice to come in on the E flats at the bottom of the staff. Yeah, it's a good time. 28, 29, 30 is a good time to really start exploring like your inner tenor. And let that man voice come out. You know what I mean? And you have such a beautifully rich, open production. You know, everything is very open, which I love. So I think that the chest voice would come in very naturally in that open space. So I think it's something that you can start exploring and not worry about at all. Yeah? Bravissima. Fabulous job. Great. Good luck with your videos. You're going to be great. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Well.
Okay, wait. I'm pulling up your resume over here.
All right.
All right, cool. All right. What do you want to start with today?
So today I will start off with Mob de Reine des Mensonges from Gounod's Romeo and Juliet.
Love Mob. That's a great choice.
Mob, la reine des mensonges, récit dans songe, plus légère que les voix des sauveurs. Entre l'espace, entre la nuit, elle passe, elle fuit, elle passe, elle fuit, elle passe, elle fuit. Son chat, elle tombe lapide, entre les dents, les telles lapides. Tu fais une oise de vide, palme de telle le charbon. Et en des soutines dentelles, en des poupées dentelles, que quelques vêtements sautent l'air, dans ce coucher de moucheron. Un ostaglio, cette moche à son fouet. Oh, la mèche blanche est prise au léon, qui s'épanche de faible, la semblance à coup. Chaque nuit, dans cet équipage, ma visite sur son passage, les bouts qui lèvent des veuvage, et la main qui lève d'amour, à son approche, la coquette lève en douce et de toilette, le potaisseur fait la colbette, le poète l'hymne sévère. À la valence gîte sombre, elle ouvre des trésors sans nombre, et la liberté lui dans l'ombre, prisonnier changer les feux.
le soldat, lève d'embuscade, de bataille et d'estocade. Elle lui-même se lève rasade, aux sénoliers sont arrosés. Et toi qu'un soupir effarouche, quand tu le poses sur ta couche, oh vierge, et les fleurs de ta bouche, et ta fine et vide baiser. Nappe, la veine des mensonges, décide en songe, plus légère que les fautes et se voit. Enlevez l'espace, enlevez la nuit, elle passe, elle fuit, elle passe, elle fuit, elle passe, elle fuit.
Bravo. That's such a tough aria. I love it. Okay, what else is in the package?
Right, so I have Questo Amor, Vergogna Mia, the catalog aria, this Papageno Suicide aria, and the Fresh Dead Year from David T. Little's Dog Days.
Wow, that's a new one. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I think 2012.
Cool. You have Leporello, Papageno, and Questo Amor. Let me hear a little Papageno Suicide, and then I might want to hear a phrase or two of Questo Amor because I want to check something. So let me hear like, start in the middle of Papageno somewhere so I can get the end.
Keine hört mich, alles Stille, alles Stille, also ist es euer Wille. Papageno frisch hinauf, endet deinen Lebenslauf. Papageno frisch hinauf, endet deinen Lebenslauf. Nun, ich fand noch, es sei, ich fand noch, nun, es sei, bis mein Zelt. 1, 2, 3. 1. 2. 3. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei, weil mich nichts zurückhält. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt.
Beautiful. You're going to be a great Papageno. Okay, sing like 2 lines of Questo Amor for me just so I can hear something. Just Questo Amor, vergogna mia.
Questo amor, vergogna mia, io spezzar soldan vorrei.
Keep going.
Maria,
Keep going. Okay, that's what I needed to hear. Good. Okay. How old are you?
25.
20. Oh, Jesus, Mary. 25. You guys, where are you from?
I'm from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so Midwest. I love that. Okay, so when you are breathing, are you consciously pulling up?
I'm not consciously, but I think subconsciously I am. I feel like.
Okay, just because sometimes that's a part of people's technique, right? That their teacher has taught them to kind of pull and tuck the abdomen. And I'm not going to mess with somebody's full-blown technique in 30 minutes, but if you're not consciously meaning to do it, then I can mess with it. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's two things. And the reason I wanted to hear Volt was because Papageno sits below the weird place and Questo Amor goes through the weird place, right?
Yeah.
What is happening is, and mob is constantly through it, right? So what's happening is mob is exposing the lift.
Right.
Yeah, and it's making us see that you're not quite sure how to turn the voice with the throat open because the body isn't open to support that. Yeah. So then when we go to Papageno and I get that fully open throat on the bottom, which is fabulous, I see you creep higher, 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 higher until the eyebrows are involved in the Papageno when we start going into the non vol odd, which then is out of tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when we go to Questo Amor and you're good again, you're good underneath the weird place. Oh, and it's open. But then as we go up through that turn, we start going eyebrows, 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 up, 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 up. And then your poor little larynx is like, no. And then we're out of tune. Yes. So, okay. So, I mean, it's not a quick fix, but I'll explain it quickly so that you can fix it on your own. When we breathe, okay, if the body is fully supporting for us, if the back is engaged, if the sides of the ribs are open, if the oblique muscles are working, if the pelvic floor is engaged, nothing else has to come into control. If we're not, the body's fight or flight response takes over and something else goes, oh shit, I don't have enough air, right? And for you is your eyebrows. And your eyebrows start going like this. Yes? There is a wonderful teacher in California. His name is Daniel Mobbs. He's a baritone like you. And he was at Cara Moore the year that I was a young artist there. Fabulous guy, great teacher. If you wanted to write him for a lesson or a coaching, you had to write his Gmail account, which is noeyebrowsplease@gmail.com. Because everybody does it. Everybody does it. It's some people, it's a head thing. Some people do this like weird head thing. Some people pull at their jaw. Some people pull at the back of the neck, what I call the turtle head, where people start doing this kind of thing, right? You have your eyebrows, all right? So you have to take the eyebrows out of the equation and you'll be amazed. Literally when you go like this and move your eyebrows down, you will feel your body drop open. It's the craziest thing. It's so silly, right? The second thing is when you go up through the passaggio, the turn for you, it isn't this. There is no tighten and go through. It's this, because as I said with a soprano voice, between A flat and A natural, we have our passaggio. But to get to a passaggio, to get through a passaggio, we don't close space, we need to open space because the larynx, the vocal folds need a longer shape. So for baritone voice, and you can tell me where you feel your turn, but usually it's right about E flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, ish, yeah? So when you go through E flat, we can't go and go, look, my eyebrows did, they went right up, right? We can't do that. We have to go and go lower in the larynx into the turn.
Okay.
So let me pull up a very geeky thing for you, and you're gonna love this. I hope you're gonna love it because it makes me happy in my soul. All right, this is an app. It's called the Larynx ID. Okay. This is the larynx at the front. Wait, if I turn this off, it might be better. Yeah. Okay. So this is the larynx at the front. Okay, this is the thyroid cartilage here. Hyoid bone is up in here. Okay, fabulous. Cricothyroid's down there. Happiness, right? If we look at it from the side, all right, this is your notch, your Adam's apple that sticks out right here. Okay, so the notch is right there. All right. Okay, if I animate this, the notch goes down. You see it?
Yeah.
And the cricothyroid activates underneath to bring it down. Yes, you see it animating?
Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. So when you make your turn, you have to think about that notch going, just like my little animation in my fabulous geeky little larynx app, okay? All right, so hold on, I'm going back to your Dropbox file. Okay, so when you go through your turn, hold on. When you go through your E flat turn, can you give him G major? All right, so if you've got D on the top, you're out of the turn, right? Okay, no eyebrows, low larynx. You can stick your finger right in here so you can feel the notch and the cricothyroid right underneath down here, like this. Okay, so breathe and lower your larynx, release everything in the body, going down. No eyebrows, please. Okay, and just on a yaw, 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 no turn. Try. Fab. Now, as we go into the turn, tilt it lower.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna go yaw, yaw,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a German O-E feeling, and you'll feel the notch go here to here.
Okay.
Just do that. Say feel it go down?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the turn.
Okay.
Okay, try again. Give him G sharp. Thank you. Perfect. Fabulous. It's a little out of tune.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's very slight too.
It's very slight. It's just a little bloop.
Yeah.
Yes? Bloop. Yeah. Next one. A natural. Fabulous. B flat. Fabulous. Okay, now start questo amor from that space. No eyebrows, and you feel what's going on here. Keep it nice and low. No lifting in the body. Release and leave it out.
Okay.
Hang out with it. Whoop, all out. Side, 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 side. Ribs open, back open, happiness. Yeah, like lower back, feeling good. Quads, booty, like happiness in the low part of the body. Okay? Cool. Yes, try. Questo amor. Oh my God, I have a new voice in front of me.
I know, oh my.
Oh my God, that was so gorgeous. Oh, I have tears for you. That was gorgeous.
Yay.
Yes, okay, now you're gonna go up in that same space.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to change. We're not going to raise any eyebrows or pull anything up. Yes,
Right.
try one more time. That was freaking great. I like died inside. I'm sorry, I had to let it out.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, get it down there. Oh. Keep the ends ear spinning. No eyebrows. Release. No eyebrows. Okay, open it up. Fabulous. Do it again and go down into the body instead of pulling up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What's mi level? What is that start? What note does that start on?
C? It starts on C.
It starts on a C. Okay. Mi. So you need a little deeper E vowel. Mi le. So go with the French E sound because that's going to give you oo space in the throat and an E tongue and E lip. So
Okay.
mi levo all in this. Yeah, I should have been a baritone. All in this vertical space. Yes?
Okay.
Yeah, and when you get to the E, is it an E flat in that line? Da da dee da dee dee. Conscious turn, not by making it tighter and smaller, by making it deeper and lower in the throat.
Okay.
Yeah? Try that phrase one more time. Shoulders went up. I saw them. Yeah, release. This way. Uh-huh. Yes, and then you pulled it up on the ah when you were holding it.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's a bad habit. You're gonna have to break it. Okay, so, but this is the way. This is the way through, okay? So you can do what's called an inhalation exercise. And basically it will show you the parts of the body that need to come further open for you. Yeah? It's a horrible sound. It sounds hilarious. So nobody in the room gets to judge because it's, you know, it's just an exercise. It's fine, right? You make a sound. So we have to do it through an open throat. Okay. So you have to feel the larynx lower and open. Okay. So you're going to feel it this way. All right. What's going to happen is you're going to feel the ribs expand. The back's going to expand. The pelvic floor is going to drop. And you're going to make this horrible sound. Until you can't go anymore right here. It's like you ate too much pizza and beer and you're like, oh God, it hurts right here. Yeah. Okay. So it's a like, yes. And through a very open throat. So if we hear, then the throat's closed.
Okay.
Yeah. But if we hear, then the throat's open. Then you're going to start mi levo from that humongously open full space, okay? And not pull anything up to start the phrase.
Okay.
All right? So, okay, here we go. I want to hear the sound.
Yeah, okay.
I want to hear the sound. That's the point.
Okay.
Yes, start mi levo right there. I mean hello.
What?
I mean hello.
Oh, hey. Everything was way more open, and I didn't feel like I was struggling to like try.
Of course not, because your body is open and working for you instead of you having to like lift your eyebrows and make them work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was good. Do it again.
Thank you. All right.
Yes, do it again. Good. No eyebrows. No eyebrows. Bravo.
What?
Bravo.
Okay.
Yes? Now start mob in the same exact place.
Okay.
We don't change the sound because it's French or it's patter or it's funny or anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still mo. It's still mo. It has to be, you have to fill the opera house.
Okay, right.
Yes. Also, and this is going to take a minute for you. In French, we cannot sing on the nasals. We have to take them out. We have enough nasal resonance already because of the acoustical phenomena that happens at the back of the pharynx, back by the sinus passages and coming up into the sinus cavity and all of that other business. We're always going to have nasal resonance. So when you do la reine de mensonge, you can't sing songe. You have to say mensonge. We will hear the nasal, I promise you.
Okay.
But if you sing it, it doesn't vibrate and it doesn't arrive in the theater.
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay.
Bravo. Try. Same space. Open, open, mo, mo. And you have to turn that.
Right.
It's high enough. Yeah? So it has to be in the breath. Mo, in the turn. Yep. Good.
La laine des mensonges, décide au songe, plus légère que les vents des sabots.
I mean, I have a different singer.
Yeah, no, it's this is amazing.
I have a different singer in front of me right now.
Yes, you do.
Yes, this sound right here, this is viable in a big opera house. The other one, the reason I went away from the French for so long is because it was so closed down into the nasal part of the vowel, and you just don't need it.
Yeah.
Don't need it. Yeah. I know what they teach us in school. I know. But when you get out into the world, even the best French coaches tell you, do not sing that nasal. Because if you do, it doesn't vibrate.
Right.
Massage. No, massage. We're going to hear it the same way, just with better resonance.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes? That was fabulous. How did that feel?
It just felt like everything was just open. It was just like just coming out. Like I felt like I was, I just felt like that I was not working hard, you know, on it.
There you go. But the body's working.
The body is working, but I'm not.
This nothing. Yes, it blah, 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 blah. Just easy. Yeah? Hard and easy. Yes? Bravo. Let's go forward. I want to hear go up into the E and the where's that little F?
Yeah. I think it's during the
Where's that guy?
like the legato section.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so how about the top of 125 going into the top of one? Anon de grillon serre de manche à sa fouet. Yeah, in there.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, breathe. And you're going to have to keep that larynx nice and low. Anon de grillon. All of it's nice and this is low. And when you do your turn, it's going down like the animation on the phone. Okay? Try. Breathe.
On hosta crios cette vache à son fouet, on la mèche blanche écrit soleil, qui se cache de femelle.
Fabulous. Do the key without the eyebrows. It was so good up to there, I have to tell you.
Yeah, no, it felt fantastic.
It was super resonant. It seemed very free, very easy. Like, ooh, I don't have to try.
Yeah.
I like it. Yes. Do dont la mèche blanche est prise en rayon, au rayon qui se, yeah. And the F sharp, we're going down to make the turn and not using those eyebrows. So if you need to hold them down, hold them down. Yeah.
Oh, la bêche blanche, prisonnière, qui se passe de tes belles semblances à coup.
Now it doesn't even sound high.
Yeah, no, it just
Now
sounds-
it's like,
yeah, whatever.
whatever. I got it. It's fine. Yeah?
No, it's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah? So these two things.
Right.
Yeah? You have to get into the body. So you can do that inhalation exercise literally like every day when you do your warm-ups, yeah? It just very simple, like rest. It takes a long time, but it will train the muscles to do what you want it to do. All along, making sure that this guy, the notch, is staying down. When we do the turn, we tilt the larynx instead of squeezing up, and we have no more eyebrows for you.
No.
Down. No more eyebrows for you. I take them away. Yes? just like hit your face like this and they'll stop doing it. Yes. Okay, that was fabulous. Great work. Fabulous.
This is eye-opening. Thank you.
Good, I'm glad. Fabulous. Bravo. Okay. Woo!
Okay.
Fabulous playing, my dear. Fabulous. Gorgeous playing, really. Thank you. Such a fantastic support for all these singers. So thank you so much. Okay. Did you guys prepare some questions for me that you want to ask?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, should I?
Do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Anybody can start. Yeah.
If you could tell your 25-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh my goodness.
Anything
That's
pertaining to life.
no. I know exactly what you're asking. If I could tell my 25-year-old self something, I would tell her to be patient. It takes a long time. I know that it looks like on the surface that there are like these overnight successes that just like happen, right? My overnight success took 10 years to get to. And then even after that, it took another 4 years before I actually got like the success that I wanted to have. So you have to be patient. You have to understand that between like 25 and 30, it is a huge mountain. Because when you get to 30, that's when people are going to give you the permission to start singing the repertoire that you're actually right to sing. And before that, they're not. Because of a number. It's silly, but it happened to me too. It happens to everyone. So being patient is, I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard. We want to go, we want to do, we want to make, we want to create. But what you actually have to do is motivate yourself to continue building. Every single experience is a way to build your craft, to hone your skills, to continue learning and growing, et cetera, so that when you do get to the point where people are like, okay, this singer is old enough to have the stamp of approval, which is usually around 30, then you're ready, you know? The vocal technique is a big thing, and that's why I talk about it all the time. Because with good vocal technique, you can do anything on stage that anybody asks you to do. If you're constantly worried about, yeah, you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Then you're the colleague that's, oh, I can't kneel there because I have a high note coming. You know what I mean? So I would tell that the 25-year-old self to be patient, sadly. Yeah.
Well, here's a fun question.
Okay, I'm ready.
So before you hit stardom, what exactly, like, can you tell us any like odd jobs you had to do to make ends meet?
All of them. So when I left, so first of all, something a lot of people don't know about me. I am an expert pizza maker because I worked at when I was in high school, I worked at a little pizza shop where I lived called Yalla's and Alicios, where I first learned how to make pizza. Then I worked at Little Caesars and was an assistant manager at a Little Caesars during undergraduate. Then I was an assistant manager at a Domino's during graduate school and drove delivery. I'm an expert pizza maker. So pizza got me through college. Then when I moved to, I also worked in a Pier 1 in graduate school. When I moved to New York, I got a job at a hair salon, like answering the phone and booking appointments. And I hated it so much. The guy who owned the salon was such a jerk. I just despised it. And one day a lady came in who was in HR at Saks, and she was like, hey, there's, if you're ever looking for like an administrative assistant type of thing, we have tons of stuff at Saks. And I was like, so I went over like the next week, and I had a meeting with her and a couple other people at HR, and I ended up being a buyer's assistant, not an assistant buyer, but a buyer's assistant. So it was called a merchandising assistant, which was basically somebody who did all the orders and made the phone calls and all, ran the reports and all that kind of stuff. I did that for a long time. I did that until 2009 when I went to Italy and did my young artist program in Bologna. And then when I came back from Italy, I went back to that job because it was a really good job. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I just, I clacked away on the computer all day. And then when I came back from Italy, that was when we kind of had our first economic crash in America between 2008 and 2009. And my job at Saks became hard. Like, they basically took two buying offices, put them together, and there was one assistant for two offices instead of one assistant per office, which was what I had before. And so I couldn't keep up with the work, and I ended up getting fired. And getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because then I was like, well, when I look for a new job, I'm not going to look for a full-time sit in an office all day long job. I'm going to look for a job where I can do my lessons and go to auditions and do all of this stuff and not have to leave my office, go practice, come back to the office, then eat my lunch at my desk. So I ended up being a nanny for 3 years, from like 2010 to like 2012, 13, for an English family who the mom is still the head of the journalism school at NYU, and the dad writes for Financial Times. And so they had 3 boys, and they were so young at that point, and now they're like in college, which is crazy. But what was great was it was an after school job. So at 3:30, I would pick the kids up at school on like 101st Street. We'd take them home. We'd do the homework. We'd cook dinner. We'd make lunches for the next day. And at, 9 or 10 o'clock, I would go home. And then I had all day from when I woke up till 3:30 to do lessons and coachings and go to auditions and dance class, acting class, all that stuff in New York City. And that was really the turning point for me. That's when really I could like start like really kicking butt and like learning what I needed to learn. And like, I was having like 3 lessons a week with my teacher. And like, I was just like, I was killing it. And that's when I started winning tons of competitions and getting, a lot of auditions and jobs and things like that. So I think the correlation, I think the universe needed me to leave that office job and find another job that would allow me to, to really be able to do, what I needed to do. But you guys are so lucky. You're so lucky that you're in it, you're doing it, and you're getting paid to do it and getting paid to learn at the same time, which is awesome. But when I was your age, I was working in an office in New York City at Saks, which was not a terrible time because I had double discount. So, but yeah, so I worked a lot of crazy jobs. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say about that transition, since I'm sitting right in the middle of that right now myself, because I work on office job and then go do somewhere else and audition somewhere else, and I'm all over the place. What would you say to that transition?
Can you move just a little closer to the mic because the mask has taken your voice away from me?
So since I'm sitting right in that sweet spot right before 30, and
Yeah.
I also work an office job part-time as a temp, and then I'm in and out and doing everything going on. So I know
Yeah.
lessons and everything, and performing more and getting all these opportunities. But my question is, like, what would you say even more about that transition? Like, how did that work for you? What did that look like?
Yeah. You know, I think right now is a little different
No.
because of this business that we have going on, causing you all to wear masks in the room. I think right now, keep your day job.
Yes.
Yeah, keep that side hustle and do that side hustle as long as you can. Because you know, if we're being 100% honest with each other, which I think we can be, the business is not going to be normal for a little while. You know, and while some companies may open in the fall of 21, which I pray that Toledo Opera is opening because I want to sing Aida, I'm dying. But it's going to be a challenge to get the audience back in. And maybe not at a company like Toledo where, you know, they have a really firm donor base and they have, you know, the community outreach, and you guys are, you know, you're out in front of the community right now. But like, if we look at something like the Met's going to have a hard time getting the audience back in. Number one, they're older. And if there isn't a vaccine, the audience is not coming. They're not, you know? So if the vaccine, you know, if we get the vaccine in several months and everybody gets it and it's working and blah, 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 then I think, you know, the Met will be okay as far as the audience is concerned. But if we don't get it, they're not going to go. And that's hard because that audience also, they're not the technology audience that is watching the concerts on the computer either, you know, so that's hard. The second thing that's going to be hard is getting the donor back, you know, because in America, the opera houses are not government subsidized. The reason that Europe can continue performing is because the government is giving them money, and the government always does. But in the United States, we don't have that. The government doesn't subsidize the arts that way. So it relies specifically on donorship, and everyone's financial planners are telling them not to give anything. Don't give your money away, because we don't know how long this is going to take. And we don't know what the stock market is going to do. And so it's very hard because while you have people that I'm sure want to donate to something like the Met to get it back open, they're hesitant to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a little bit before we can get back to normal in our business. So having a side hustle, having a young artist program, having multiple things that you can just keep yourself busy learning, building, honing, you know, all of that stuff, you're in a great place. You're in a great place. When this is back to normal, if it ever goes back to normal, obviously we don't know. But when we go back to being able to be in the opera house again, you know, when you get to 30, you know, and you have 2 years before that. Is that 1 year? Okay. When you get to 30, see what the response is. Yeah. And when you're singing for people, if you're getting a lot of great feedback, if you're getting people saying, yes, I want to cast you for this, that, the other thing, then it's time to seek out a manager, right? Because the time to seek out a manager is when there is solid proof that you're ready for that. And the proof is in the gifts of the contracts for young artist programs and competition wins and, you know, things like that. If nothing's happening for you, then you have to revisit the technique or the repertoire or the this or the that and see where the disconnect might be. But I would say around the 29-30 mark is when you should have substantial proof that the business is interested in having you in it. Yeah, you're getting young artist programs, you're winning competitions, you're getting auditions, you're getting good feedback, you're getting consistently good feedback. You know, it's not like off the wall, you know what I mean? It's not like one person saying, oh, you're a soprano, the other one saying, oh, you're a contralto. Do you know what I mean? It's consistent feedback. And people want to hire you. That's, you know, that's a good indicator that the business wants you in it. So then at that point, you need someone to manage that, and then to start reaching out to other companies, getting you auditions, getting you in front of, you know, people for main stage things and concert work and all that kind of stuff. That transition, I would say, if we weren't in COVID, I would say would happen probably in a year for you. But since we're in COVID, it might be delayed a little bit, right? But that's, you know, that's why the Met competition extended its age limit next season, because everybody's gonna be like displaced a year, you know, just because we can't do anything, you know? So I, you know, the transition I think will be a little different now, but I think that the fundamentals are still valid. You know, if you're getting consistent, you know, excellent feedback, and people are giving you auditions, and people are giving you contracts, and people are offering you young artist programs, and you're getting to the finals of competitions, you're winning awards, you're doing that kind of thing, you're on a pretty good track in the business. And so then it's time to seek out that next step to get you in front of the people who need to hear you. Yeah. Make sense? Yeah. Cool.
Kind of question for you. As of the pandemic, or just in general, what have been like some of your sources of inspiration for just working creatively? Have you been listening to like music outside of the operatic repertoire? Just any other kind of genres that you like to tap into?
Yeah, I mean, you know what's really, I'm going to say this, you're going to all laugh at me. I don't listen to opera. It's so bad. I love pop music. I'm a pop music fiend. I love it so much. Like Kesha is my spirit animal. I adore her. I adore her. So, you know what's really fun? Like, I love opera. And when I'm, you know, when I'm in different cities, I love to go and watch my colleagues and hear voices. I love voices. I love voices. Voices fascinate me. Like what voices do, the science of the voice fascinates me. So I love going and seeing and watching, and I love that. But like, I'm not that person that like has a million things on Spotify, like from operas, and like, that's not my thing. It's just not. And I also have to admit, I listen to Howard Stern every day. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. His show is great. The interviews are amazing. Like, and that's a big, like, it's a way to take your brain out of this and go into something that's fun, right? And I think, you know, in this time, in any time, but in this time in particular, staying motivated is really difficult, right? And I think that in order to stay motivated, you have to stay happy. And the things that make me happy are silly things like Howard Stern show and Kesha, who I adore. And you know, like watching The Voice. I love it. Like, it's awesome. That kind of stuff makes me, well, I obsessively watch Friends. I love Friends. It makes me happy, right? So that kind of stuff keeps me in a good mood. So then when it's time to work, I can self-motivate and make it happen every day, because I feel as though my body has been fueled by happy things around me. Do you know what I mean?
But it's also your mental health, right?
Completely your mental health. Completely your mental health. Like, if sitting down and like having a glass of Pinot Grigio makes you happy, you should do it at this point. Like, it's really, at this point, we all, you know, if baking bread makes you happy, if cooking makes you happy, if any of those things, you have to keep your mind in a good place so that you can focus. Because there's nothing worse than having to like drag yourself out of a funk to try to practice. It's horrible. It's horrible. You can't do it. You're tired. You feel hoarse. The stress of the world is in your body. I mean, I'm sure for you, you know, to move your fingers, even when you feel like you're like, right. And I also have to say, you know, my husband and I bring up the Fitbit because I'm obsessed with the Fitbit right now. My husband and I, during the whole, you know, first 5 or 6 months of this, we were just like, all right, what's going to make us happy? Let's smoke some meat. Like, let's cook everything, right? And we gained our COVID-19, of course. And so now we're like, well, let's get in shape. You know? So I have to tell you, when I was at home, because Florida's so beautiful right now, we were running a lot. And while I run, I listen to Howard Stern show because it makes me laugh. But now that I can't, Zurich is cold. I can't run here. I'm doing, and I don't know if you guys will know this because it's so old. Billy Blank's Tybo. Do you know this? Billy Blanks was like the most popular exercise guy in the 90s. And he came up with this system called Tybo. And Tybo is cardio kickboxing. And it is hard. It's so hard. But he has been doing, and he's old, he's like 66 and like ripped in crazy shape, like looks amazing. And he has been doing Tybo in the living room. And so he's got this whole series of Tybo video workouts in his living room. And they make me so happy because I feel like they're struggling and we're struggling, but we're going to get our punch on, you know, like, so that kind of stuff, I find inspiration from silly things, and that kind of stuff keeps me happy. And then I can go and focus and work, you know. I mean, in the pandemic, I learned like 4 new roles because I was like, let's do it. Let's work. Yeah. And I made a schedule and I learned a scene every week. I mean, from March to October, I learned a scene of an opera every week, had a coaching on it every week, had a lesson on it every week, had addiction coachings, the whole 9, because I was, you know, you keep yourself positive so you can be motivated and, you know, continue to work. So, you know, I think just right now, I mean, anytime, but right now specifically, find those things that make you happy. Whether it be listening to, maybe you love listening to opera. So if so, do it, get in there. Like, you know, if that makes your soul happy, then do it. But, you know, don't be afraid of doing things to just like brighten your mood, brighten your mind, because all of that's going to make you more productive. Just in general, you know? Yeah. Does that answer your question? That was a long response to a very good question.
That's really great. Thank you.
I just wanted to comment and say thank you for saying what you said in the beginning about not listening to opera. Because actually Grace and I talked about it, and we're like, sometimes I don't want to listen to opera and I'd rather listen to pop or R&B or rap.
No, because it's our work.
Yes.
Who wants to go home and do your work after being at work all day? I don't want to do that. Who wants to do that?
And then, like, I'm obsessed with the makeup of the voice and all the pedagogue and all that. I love that. And so I always thought, I'm like, am I weird? Because people are like, I love listening to this symphony all day long. So I just really appreciate you saying that.
You are not weird, girl. You are not weird. You are not weird. You are normal. You are normal. You know, it's so funny because we have such, when we're coming up in the business, right, we have such stars in our eyes. And we think about it as this like glamorous like world. And, you know, when you get in it, you become this dream, right? And these superstars and this and that and the other thing. It's a job. It's a job like any other job, except we're really lucky because we love that job, right? I mean, I enjoyed my job at Saks Fifth Avenue. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. I had fun. Was it something I wanted to do for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. But like, this is the same. It's a job. You get up, you go to the office. Not every day is a good day. You know, some days the director's in a bad mood. Some days the conductor's in a bad mood. Some days you can't get your left foot in front of your right. Like it, you know, some days it's a hot mess. Some days the voice doesn't want to work. Some days like your dog died. It's, you know, but it is a job. And so in the same respect as like, if you go to your office job, do you want to bring that home and continue to do work after you've finished a full day at said office job? No. So watch Friends instead. No, but I, you know, and I applaud the people who do, the people who can go home and that's relaxation for them. Awesome. But it's just not, for me, my mind is like, it's anytime I'm listening for, you know, if I'm listening to an opera, I'm listening, what is the soprano doing? What is the tenor doing? Oh, how's he doing his turn? Oh, that's beautiful Italian diction. Oh, what did she do there? Oh, and my mind is like, right? I don't want that at 8 o'clock at night when I'm drinking my Pinot Grigio. No, I want to be calm. You know, so it's a job, and you can think about it that way. And it's a job at every level. Yes, there is, you know, a glamorous aspect when you get to a certain level, but it's a really great job. It's a really great job, and it pays very, very well. And, you know, when you get to the next level, I know the young artist programs don't, but it does eventually pay very well, and you get to see the world, and you get to experience culture and different foods and you know, amazing places, and we're very, very lucky for that. Yeah, but it is a job. even when you're in beautiful Zurich, it's still a job. Yeah. One more. What do you think?
I have a light question.
Tell me.
I've seen it's a wardrobe thing.
Tell me.
I've seen a few companies for like final auditions ask for business casual.
Okay.
I don't know how that translates to singers. I don't know if it's like the same. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, you look fantastic. I'm obsessed with that dress. I want to grab through the computer and take it. It's beautiful. Your shape is gorgeous. Like, it highlights all the most wonderful parts of you. Like, it's beautiful. So, and you probably feel beautiful in it. So that's what I would wear. Like, if somebody says business casual, I'm like, I'm going to just be extra. It's fine.
Okay, gotcha. Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, don't go like put on a gown or anything. That's too extra. But like, you know, I mean, you know, when you start auditioning in Europe, you'll find that this is a thing too. In Europe, the auditions do tend to be, people that audition tend to dress a little bit more casually. Yeah, you'll see guys in jeans a lot. Jeans and sweaters or sport coats and stuff like that. And all the Americans are always suits and dresses. It's pretty normal to look in the hallway and be able to tell, oh, those are the Americans and those are the Europeans, because we just didn't learn to audition that way, you know. And in Europe, the majority of the auditions are on the stage. So for me, like, to feel my best singing on the stage, I want to look really good. And I want to wear a beautiful dress that I feel awesome in. You know, you have to stand up in an empty theater with like 3 people sitting out there with their little heads poking up out of the chairs, you know, determining if you're going to get a job or not. So for me, I want to present the best, you know, picture of myself. And so even if it says business casual, I mean, audition wear. You know, for men, it's a little different, you know. I mean, I would consider business casual what you have on right now because you have no tie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But like, you could go different color sport coat. You could go a different color shirt. You could go a sweater. You could go a vest. You know, it's a little bit more easy with men. But with women, like, I wouldn't don't put on a pair of pants.
No, okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Okay.
Unless it's like a really beautiful jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if it's a beautiful jumpsuit and it really flatters you and like it's, you know, the flowing legs and the whole thing, that's a little different because to me, jumpsuits look like dresses anyways. But I mean, you guys all look great today. So I mean, I would go audition wear 100%. I mean, for me, and this is, I'm silly too, because I put on makeup to go to the grocery store. So whatever. But I always feel like if there's a chance to network, if there's a chance that someone will be there that you can speak to or network with or chat with or get to know, that you want to put your best face forward. You know, you want that impression to be a good one. So like if you go, like let's say you're in New York, you're going to go to the Met to go to an opera, right? I see people go to the Met in their pajamas. Like you see them in these baggy pants with their Uggs and their huge coats, and they look like a hot mess, but they're at the Met, right? So at least they came. But like for me, if I'm gonna go and watch a show, which I do a lot, I know I'm gonna see people that I know. I know there's gonna be somebody to network with. So I feel like that's a business, that's a, you know, that's something I'm doing for my business. So I'm gonna make myself look presentable. I'm gonna do my hair, put my makeup on, look nice, put nice shoes on, put a nice coat on, and go to the Met. And I will tell you 100% of the time, it was always the right decision. Because then you don't see somebody that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna meet this person. I look like this. Oh God, I should have put, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's, you know, it's, I think with everything, like, there's always a chance to meet somebody, you know, when you go to a function or if you go see a show, or even if you just go to a restaurant around an opera house, like there's a chance that someone who works for the company or someone who's watched a show will be there. Maybe they saw you sing last week at the zoo or something like that. If you look a hot mess, like you ruin the allure of what they saw, you know what I mean? So I always think it's best to put the best face and the best foot forward. So however you feel the most beautiful, the most put together, that's what I always go for.
Gotcha. Great.
Does that help?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad. Well, I'm so glad to meet all of you. If there's anything that I can do to be of help now or in the future, Jim has my email. So I'm happy, you know, if there's anything that I can do. If you want to work any further, I'm giving Zoom coachings and lessons while I'm in Zurich on my days off. So I'm happy to see you and schedule a time. Again, Jim has my email. So if there's and follow me on social media. I always answer all my messages and stuff like that. So if you want to like DM me through Instagram or something, you know, you can get in touch that way too. But it was a joy to work with all of you. And I hope that what we kind of discovered together, you can take and put in the next couple of weeks, and that your auditions will be amazing and wonderful, and you'll all get to go and just be the best versions of yourself. So I'm thrilled, and thank you guys so much for being open and all of your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Hold on just a minute while I
Sure.
stop recording.